cartoon nose. Now that was cranked up, right? I'll stop. I'm dying. Hi guys, my name is Milan and welcome to a Sentai Tokulook. It has been a while, hasn't it? Now, I thought it would be quite nice to talk about Boonboomger since the show has just ended as of the time of recording, and I liked the finale. I just thought it would be quite neat since I've been talking about Gabu for a while now. So I think, yeah, it'd just be a nice change of pace. But before I talk about most of the episode, because for the most part I like the episode, let's just talk about the three things, just small nitpicks, except for one I wasn't a particularly fond of in the episode. The first one is the opening. Now, don't get confused, I love the opening in terms of the visuals. I like how the visuals change depending on the episode. So whether the team member is gone or dead, they just like change the visuals, and I thought that was quite nice. The only thing I didn't like for this week's episode is the fact that we see Bundorio, not like in the opening, I mean that's whatever. You see, so in every episode of Boonboomger, there's a small snippet of shots of what will happen in the episode, and you see Bundorio in the roll call, and there's nothing wrong with that per se. It just kind of ruins the excitement of him being there. Obviously, I think most people had a good idea that he would come back, but I don't know, to me it was just kind of like, I watched it and I was like, okay, like why? They could have chosen a totally different shot, maybe like another like scene with Chashiro fighting Grant, which is another thing that I wasn't the biggest fan of. I will say I love the way Chashiro finishes off Grant. I thought the explosions that take place after he shoots him were pretty cool. Those were nicely choreographed. I just didn't see why we're giving so much opportunity for Chashiro for the final episode. I mean, I get it. I think it's kind of like him taking a moment for him working alongside the Boonboomgers while he was off the team. But I don't know, like, this is the final episode. Why are we focusing on Chashiro in the first 5 minutes? Same thing for Grant. I mean, Grant, the only cool thing about him was the fact that he's an umbrella. I thought that was cool. Like, I genuinely thought that was cool. But Grant's story, I could care less for. Chashiro taking his handle in the first part of the episode was... It's not unnecessary. I get it why it was done. I just wasn't interested. Like, Chashiro is not my favorite character in the show. I get why he did the things that he did, but it wasn't presented as passionately as it could have been for an audience member, and that's why I just could care less for the first hour of the episode, except for the choreography. Speaking of the choreography, I love the way that Spinder... So, Grant dies, and Spinder absorbs all of Grant's gasoline energy, and then he just does a beating to the Boonboomgers again, and I don't know why, I just found that quite nice to see. I don't know why, every time I see the Boonboomgers get beaten up, I just find it kind of nice to watch. Not because I dislike the Boonboomgers, I think it's just because Spinder is such like a charming character to watch. Him just like literally doing this to all the Boonboomgers, it just felt like really comforting. But I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. Let's talk about some of the things that happened in the episode, because that's mainly the things that I didn't like in the episode. I mean, the other thing that I wrote is that Shirabe didn't become a Boonboomger. Basically, there was a promotion for, I think, stickers or vinyls, whatever, for the Boonboomgers and the different helmets, and there was a helmet that was hidden before the finale aired, so people thought like there was gonna be, like, Bundorio was gonna become a Boonboomger, or well, he is a Boonboomger, but like he was gonna get like a suit, or Shirabe was gonna get one, because you also see like in the episode Shirabe holds a Boom Boom Changer, and she just uses to like display a hologram. Just a missed opportunity. I mean, I know it's a last episode thing, I just thought it would be kind of cool, but I mean, that's just a genuine nitpick. It just doesn't ruin the episode at all. But while talking about that scene, I find it funny how the ISA director at the time just said straight up to Shirabe, I mean, do it, you ain't gonna get away with this. She did. the guy got his punishment, so fuck him. I don't get why this guy was being so smug about this. The evidence was literally in front of you, Dumbo. I mean, I guess I rate it. I don't know. I don't respect it. You know, I know I don't respect it at all. I don't know why he was being stupid. He was just being unnecessarily smug when the evidence was literally in front of his eyes. And the guy had glasses as well. Just saying. Alright. Let's talk about the main thing in this episode, which is the power of friendship. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because Bundorio comes back to life because of the spirits of the humans that cheered on for the Boonboomgers. For the longest time, Tai tried to figure out how to revive Bundorio. And in the end, it turned out to be the total opposite of what gasoline is. And I like that. I think for the first time in a while, I actually didn't mind the power of friendship defeating the final villain. Because for the context of the show, it genuinely makes sense. Again, Spinder absorbs the energy, the negative energy of humans through gasoline. Again, gasoline is an amalgamation of negative energy from humans. So, I find it quite fitting that the thing that revives Bundorio and finishes off Spinder in the episode is the total opposite, the positive energy. Again, the power of friendship and positivity. I didn't mind it. I thought it was actually well done to me. So it was nicely done. And again, it was nice to see Bundorio back. I love the helmetless roll call. Just a tradition that we have in Super Sentai where we do the helmetless roll call. It was nice. And they finish off Spinder, and I can see why, just talking about Spinder's death, I can see why people would not be as pleased about Spinder's death. They would think that would be like more grand. But I like this scene because they don't finish him off. You would think, you know, he messed up a lot of people's lives. He has taken over planets. He killed Bundorio. He messed up Bundorio's life. One of my favorite episodes of the show is when you find out about Bundorio's backstory. Because for the longest time, you don't know anything about this guy. And I love when you find out about his backstory and the fact that Spinder is responsible for everything that has happened. The reason why the show even happened is because of Bundorio. And Spinder, just, you know, being a little puppet master. I thought that was really cool. And I like how they don't finish him off. They instead say, no, you're gonna stay alive and you're gonna face your punishment. We want you to release all the planets that have been taken over and do the right thing. Bundorio even said that he'll testify because he worked for the Hashilians for a while. And Spinder just literally smacks him and says, I'm not doing this. And I thought that was a really good scene. I thought it was fitting of Spinder. He literally said, I'm not doing any of this shit. I'm doing my own thing. Bye. And just dies. I thought that was a... I thought it was quite ironic how he's presented as this like noble, like grand guy, and he just disappears like a little nothing. Just a total polar opposite of what he was presented as. I thought it was like a nice end off. The other thing that I loved about this episode is Sakito actually. Sakito is one of my favorite characters on the show, and this was further cemented with what has happened. You know, the Boonboomgers decide to go to the BBG finally. For retro perspective, we have seen these suits since like episode 20, like out of show. These suits have been made since episode 20, and ever since then, we've like as the audience, I hope we have been hoping that the Boonboomgers would have like a scene of the participating in the BBG, and they didn't. I don't know why. And it doesn't look like they're gonna do it in the movie either, because the movie's gonna revolve around returning the necklace to Nicola from the movie. And the King Ojas will be there, so it'll be good. But besides the point, I get it. It's like it's expensive, but like you focus about the fact that you want Kaya and Bundorio's dream is to participate in the BBG. Just show us, even if it's like the worst thing I've seen in my life. I just want to see a scene where they participate in that race. I just thought it would be cool. That's whatever. It is what it is. I think I'm going off topic. The reason I'm talking about Sakito is because while the Boomboomgers are going to participate in the BBG, Sakito is taking over Tai's dream of helping out children and ensuring that their lives are, good, and just helping out children in need. And I thought this was really good, actually, because his story essentially becomes full circle. For those that don't know, Sakito's whole story revolves around the fact that he felt like an outcast, and one day he disappeared to Earth, and he never wanted to return to Earth as a result. He felt so opposed to Earth, and now by the end of it, he doesn't mind staying here, and he wants to help out children in need. He's essentially preventing children from doing the same thing that he did. And I just thought that it was nice. I really like that. It just feels really genuine. And I like the fact that Bune Diesel stays with him. Sorry, Tanjiro, but Bune Diesel, family stays with him. I don't know. I really like Sakito's episode. It felt like that's like my best part, my favorite part of the episode. It just felt really heartwarming to see that. Shirabe also becomes the director of the ISA. With the help of that secretary girl, they conclude that the ex-director is a dickhead. So, good. And yeah, they basically end up in the BBG. Actually, I just remembered one thing. When Taya speaks to, I forgot his name, the guy that who was sponsoring Taya, they're in this particular jail room, and I don't know about you guys, but it looks a little bit similar. That's
Pose.
I tried. But yeah. And also, last but certainly not least, rest in peace to the Sand Eaters. Well, they didn't die, but they went off on their own journey. The Sand Eaters, Team Rocket, Sand Eaters, the best part of the show. I never felt so interested in watching Goons until I saw the Sand Eaters in Boonboomger. I like their presence. I love some of their focus episodes. It's so good. I don't know. I just have to say that. It's good. I think that's about it. I mean, I'm not gonna do a whole Tokulook on the show because that will come in due time, but I guess I can give it like a little bit of an overview for this show while I haven't talked about Sentai in a while. I think Boonboomger is a pretty good show. It has one of my favorite episodes of Sentai. Again, the reveal of Bundorio is the same episode that Kimba joins back the team and they get the champion powered up. That episode is really good. I actually really like the first episode. Mirror driving her own life, she's taken her own handle on into her life. The Englishing today, sorry. I thought that was really nice. It's just a shame that Mirror doesn't get a lot of good focus episodes, in my opinion. The thing that I didn't like was just the last stretch of episodes, not like the final part of the show. The before that, it's a lot of filler episodes, quite necessary. Why are we having this when we should be more focusing on the end of the show? I feel like if that was stretched out a little bit, so that final part of the show, I would have really liked the show way more. But because of the fact that we're having these full episodes out of nowhere, it kind of just put me off from putting this anywhere near the top. But it's a really enjoyable show regardless. I think it's a really good weekly show to watch. I think a lot of people would have fun watching this. Especially for the Sand Eaters. Watch it for the Sand Eaters, I'm not gonna lie. It's the best part of the show. And Mad Rex. Mad Rex is a really good character in the show. And just watching Spinner just do a madness onto the Boonboomger as well. It's so good. But yeah, I think that's my quick thoughts on this show. I'm gonna delve deep into it. Just want to talk about Super Sentai for a little bit before we move on to Goji Uja. Still haven't decided whether I'm gonna do a Toku dot on this, but I guess you'll have to find out in a few weeks. So, that is all from me. But remember guys, at the end of the day, you should just watch the episode yourself, because what I say does not matter. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.